while she's setting that up there. She is the CEO and co-founder of Lifemark Residencies. She discovered that her heart really resonated with seniors after growing up and volunteering at a nursing home in Vermilion, Alberta. And it was through the process of helping her grandfather actually transition in the hospital that she discovered what her purpose was. And it was helping seniors transition in their life into aging-in-place properties. And so they launched Lifemark Properties. We locked down their first couple of properties last year. And so now they're looking to expand that, grow. So ladies and gentlemen, Alexandra McLean. Yay. Set up here.
I've got rhythm, I got music, I got my man who could ask for anything more. So, why am I singing? I actually used to sing, dance, and act for a living. I did it for 12 years. It was the passion of my life. And there came a time when I was a very broke-ass artist living in Toronto, and I got sick of being broke all the time. And when I met my husband, 7 years later, we started talking about what is it that the 5% of the population know about money and how it works that we don't know, because we wanted to be financially blessed. And so that really started us off on our exploration of real estate and how we could educate ourselves in creative deals and how to structure them. So we to date have been very blessed in that we've had experience being involved on rent-to-own deals, being property managers of one, as well as a buy and hold and a pre-sale deal. And all of them have been successful and have been rewarding. As a lot of you know, as investors, it's very exciting to see a deal come to fruition. But at the end of the day, my heart just wasn't ticking enough, and I wanted to do something that really impacted people in a way that just made their hearts sing. And really, when it comes to what I think makes my heart feel the best, it's loving on people. I love to love on people. And what that means is that I have a huge capacity for being with people, whether they're small or middle-aged or seniors. And I was really close, as Cameron alluded to, with my grandfather in the last year of his life and saw him transition through really large retirement communities. And he had a really hard time with that. He found it quite socially overwhelming. So it really inspired us to create a new style of assisted living, which is Lifemark Residences, boutique senior living that's intimate, engaging, and fun. So you guys know me as a fellow real estate investor, and I really want to give a shout out to Cameron and the Kelly Fry team. They've been instrumental in helping us to get to the place of success where we're at now. And also Colin Lawrence and Jonathan Fung from Dominion Lending, super creative guys, but also they really give you your time. And they really, at the end there, Jonathan was acting like a business consultant. He was helping me think of things that were just completely outside of even real estate. So keep in mind, if you have a business piece like you, Yuko, or myself with the assisted living for seniors, if you have a business side of things that you want to do within real estate, they're really great at that, okay? So to bring your attention to the property I'm speaking of, the boutique residence that we just got in Panorama Heights, Surrey. So it's a brand new custom built full duplex. Inside it's bright and modern and spacious. It's nicer than where me and my husband currently live. And when we go, we really want to live there personally. So it's just beautiful. We love spending time there. So we're just finishing up a few licensing pieces with the province, but we're going to be opening in the spring of this year, which we're really excited about. So I want to speak to the fact that we're really passionate about innovating this industry. We believe that large retirement communities should not be the only option, and we believe a boutique, more intimate option should be. And so what I want to start off by asking you guys is how many of you in the room have an aging loved one that is 75 years or older? Just by raising your hand if you could. Okay. Yeah, okay. And how many of you have endeavored to engage them in conversation about potentially transitioning to a retirement community one day? Show of hands. Right? So one brave soul. And you go well. Yeah, exactly. So, and that's my point. It's we all tiptoe around this conversation because it's arguably one of the most meaningful ones you'll ever have. We all love our moms and dads. hopefully, and or whatever aging loved one that comes to mind. And I think for me, this is where I am gifted. I am gifted in helping you to navigate these kinds of conversations, okay? So I want to bring your attention to some of the objections you may be faced with if you're brave enough to, engage your aging loved one in this topic of conversation. So some of these objections are just that you may feel like my freedom is going to be taken away. Like, did they speak to that at all? Was that a concern? Yeah. So the freedom piece is an interesting one. And I think what people don't recognize is that assisted living, by definition, you get to come and go as you please. It's independent in that you get to call the shots. So if you want support or care with something, you'll have a private conversation, let the person know who's working that day. Knock, knock to you too. Working that day, what you need support with, but it's a discreet conversation, but you don't have to tell somebody or ask permission when you're leaving. It can be a simple communication. Like our place, because we're so tiny, we only have 10 residents. So our policy around that is going to be super organic. It's just going to be, hey, Sarah, I'm leaving for the day to go meet a girlfriend for lunch. Sarah's going to say, amazing, maybe we'll have a wonderful afternoon. We'll see you when you get back. It's as simple as that. It's just staying in communication and knowing where people are just for safety in case there was ever an emergency or a fire drill. We have to be able to do a head count. But as I said, you can come and go as you please. So remember to tell whoever you were talking to that fact. The next objection is that I'm going to be stuck with a bunch of individuals I can't relate to. And I think a big piece is that people are scared they're going to be living alongside those that maybe dealt the challenging hand of maybe having dementia or having Alzheimer's. But again, assisted living by definition means that you have to be cognitive enough to dictate your day-to-day level of care. So if you cannot do that, you would not be in our scope of practice to serve, unfortunately. That would be memory care that you would be looking for. Amica is a great example of an industry leader that does excellent memory care. We're actually partnering with them and send all our referrals to them if there are dementia, Alzheimer's people in your lives that you need support with. Check out Amica. Kelvin specifically at the White Rock show presentation center is amazing. So look him up if you need support in that way. But yeah, you basically are doing life along like-minded individuals who are completely, sharp as tacks, but they just need a little bit of help here and there with personal things that nobody else knows anybody about or knows anything about except the residence manager, right? It's all very discreet. The third objection that you may have encountered is my family going to visit me still? Nobody's going, have you guys been to an assisted living community and what was the energy like when you walked in? Maybe it it was great. Okay. Awesome.
Welcome.
Oh, that's good.
They know who we're here to see and you go straight to their unit.
Oh, that's lovely. So that's a really great thing that, you've been able to share is that there are exceptions and we want to be one too, because the one that I saw my grandfather in, it was socially just there was just no energy and life in that place. And we all want our aging loved ones to be in a place where their physical needs are being met, their hygienic needs are being met, but emotionally and mentally, they need to be stimulated and they need to be engaged. They need to be challenged. And that is what I dig. So that is what we can really offer in a unique environment like a boutique option, because there's 10 residents. We can literally engage them in that individualized personal communication. What's your birthday? Who was your first kiss? What's your favorite kind of pie and why? Just, these random things that make you feel like you're just doing life in a home style house, right? So I really want to make sure that you guys recognize that when it comes to location, a lot of these residences that you've been to are strategically located on major highways, major thoroughfares. In the Surrey White Rock community alone, there's Highway 99, Highway 10, King George Boulevard. They all are really close to these communities, and it's all about the accessibility. Myself and other community operators included, we choose places to make sure that family can easily access their loved ones. And sometimes it might be as easy as just sitting your mom down and be like, hey, let's check out Google Maps and let's look at the different communities that resonate with you, Mom, and let's see how close they are to where I live to show you, it's a 10-minute drive or it's a 20-minute drive in traffic, whatever it is, you know what I mean? So really think about that if you come up against that objection as well. One of the big pieces that we're passionate about is education. We really want to support you guys and your loved ones in sort of navigating some of these difficult conversations. So we have a lot of articles and resources. One of the ones that's getting a lot of traction right now is an article around large assisted living communities versus all-inclusive boutique residences like ourselves. And there actually is a sliding price point scale for services with the majority of all large communities. All the ones we've been to, that's been the case. There might be exceptions, but it is the industry standard practice. And this really unveils some truths about what you're actually paying for each month. The base price is what they market, but there's like easily another $1,100 to $1,400 that could be tacked on to your monthly accommodation and services, which is something you don't find out until they have you in the door. They do disclose it, but it's just something that you might not have known. So this is something that we offer support on, as I said. If you want more information about these types of articles, resources, Sean and I are here the rest of the evening, and we're happy to get in touch with you through email and just send you some of this stuff. You know, these conversations do not have to be dun dun dun. You know, they can be la la la. They can be uplifting. They don't have to be challenging, right? And so we really want to help you discover what your aging loved one wants long-term for their lifestyle and care wishes. So if that resonates with you, yeah, come talk to us. And thanks,
All right.
Cameron.
Okay. I'm gonna swap this back over here.